Hi guys, welcome back to yet another vlog. Today we're making some stew chicken. This is our recipe I'm sharing with you. Here I have all the ingredients I'll be using. I have my chicken, I have potatoes, tomato paste, pepper, sugar, salt, my green seasoning, spices, and also garlic. I will be using everything on my stew chicken. I also have some tomatoes. These are what have been in my freezer, so I'm just going to use them. And this is a meat all washed. So let's get with the seasoning. I'll be first adding my green seasoning onto the mixture. I just did celery and some shallot with some garlic. I'm gonna add a little bit more garlic because I love cooking with garlic. So I'm just gonna mix that up. I love to marinate my meat. Sometimes it's best to just leave it overnight or leave it for a few hours, but I do not have the time right now, so I'm just gonna do as much as I can. So I love how it's looking. I already started frying up some onions in oil. I love when onion is fried. It has this amazing flavor to your food, and the smell of onion, I don't know, I'm weird. I like to smell onions when it's cooked. So just gonna cook it up for a while, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in some tomato paste. This is what we've been using in all of our dishes most of the time for stew, to give it this nice flavor. I'm gonna add some masala. I love to add masala. I don't know if it's a thing, but in my stew I would add a little bit of masala to it and just let it fry for a while as it loses its flavor into the oil. This is what we want because your meat is going to be mixed up with the oil and all of the ingredients. Now I'm just adding a little bit of five spice just to give it a nice flavor. It's not required, but if you want to, you can. I'm adding a little bit more of other spices as well. And just mix that up. Now add a little bit of water to my mixture just to let the flavor loose a little bit more and for it not to burn. I just wanted to lose the flavor and keep cooking for a while. Sometimes you're required to add a little bit more of the tomato paste just to give it some color and flavor as well. Salt is mandatory. If you do not use a lot of salt, just add a little bit. You can add a little more at the end. That's what I usually do. And just gonna let that cook for a while. I'm gonna add 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar as well. This gives your stew a beautiful and amazing taste. I love stew chicken. It's one of the things that I go to when I'm craving like soury kind of meat. Now we will add in our meat to the pot. So again, as I said, you can leave this to be marinated for a while, but I'm cooking this for dinner and I had a limited amount of time. So I'm just gonna let it cook right now. Just need to mix it up so it can get all the flavor in the meat. Now I'm adding in my tomatoes. These ones I had in my freezer. We planted a lot during the summer, so we usually just freeze it and use it when we have to. Again, me and the tomato paste and just adding a little bit more. It's like an average kind of thing, but if you know how much you want to add, that's fine. I'm using the seasoning called aji. It's one of the seasoning we use to give our pot a little bit of flavor. It's very flavorful. And also I'm adding coconut milk. My husband taught me this trick. I did not know you can add like coconut milk to your stew. So this is something I learned from him. I'm just adding a little bit. It's the coconut cream. You can use the milk, it's fine. Just let it cook. I didn't add waters yet. The chicken is just losing the water and I just wanted to cook, and then I'll add water to it to give it the nice gravy that I want. So we're just gonna let this cook for a while. I added in my sweet pepper. I did not put any flavor pepper because Bear usually eat our meals now, so I want him to have to eat our meals but not be as spicy as we usually make it, because he's not eating spice right now. Just let it cook. So this is our pot, has been cooking for like 15 minutes. I added a little bit of water, and now I'm gonna add in my potatoes. I added just like 2 to 3 potatoes. I didn't want too much, but you can add more if you want, or you can add less. Some people do not add potatoes, but it's totally optional. Just let that cook for a while. And now I'm gonna stir it up just to get everything mixed together, so all the portion of the meat can be very flavorful. This is what you want to achieve in your stew. So after 10 to 15 minutes, this is what it's looking like. It's fully cooked. You can see that the meat is cooked, and this is amazing. I love my stew. I can't wait to have this for dinner. It's looking amazing right now. Stew chicken is one of the best recipe in a Caribbean home. I'm adding a little bit more water just to give it a nice gravy. This is applicable if you're eating it with roti, or in my case I'm gonna be eating it with some traditional homemade bake. So the chicken is looking so good, guys. I'm just gonna taste to know if the salt, the sugar, everything is good. This is something I enjoy making in my home. It is one of the amazing recipe my family enjoys. This is one of the meals that I would have. He is like super into stew chicken rather than curry. So I'm just gonna add some green onions, or some people know it as shallot. I'm adding this because it loses a lot of flavor to your stew. It's so good for any curry. You could just or vegetables. In fact, I use it in many dishes. So I usually have it freeze in the freezer, but we did our grocery and we didn't have a chance to freeze them, so we're just gonna like do it fresh. That is good too. So I'm gonna leave it to cook for a while, and I'm gonna show you in like 5 minutes time, just to let it the gravy like a little like thick, so you can eat it with your whatever dish you want to eat it with. So yeah. So as in the meantime, if you guys are still watching our video, please go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, and share. This is a little clip of me making my bake. I just needed flour, sugar, yeast, baking powder, a little salt, and a little seasoning. I can do that in another vlog to show you. I fry this in oil. Sorry, that's what basically you fry it in. So if you guys want to see a video, let me know. I really like frying bake. Sometimes I get serious burns. I don't know if you saw the little mark in my hand. That is from frying bake in the previous time. So be careful, guys. This is the best part. I love to flip it over to see how it has risen and allow it to cook again. Devin taught me this technique to make it swell a little. You like tap it on the edges, so it's gonna swell in the middle. It's super nice. I've been doing that ever since he taught me, and my bake has been looking so good. So yeah, my husband can cook. He can cook when he wants to, and When you don't want to eat that way. So, and this is our stew, guys.